Hey everyone, your friendly neighborhood weeb Mexican is here to talk to you about why you should read. Wait, reading's for chumps. Never mind. Don't read. Joking aside, I'm here today. Oh my gosh, can I speak English? I'm here today to talk to you about why you should read / buy / care about manga, but obviously I'm not putting that in the title because that would be a really long title. Listen, I myself have what would be considered a small manga collection, and I absolutely love it. And yes, most die-hard manga fans would consider this a small collection. This is hundreds of dollars of my hard-earned money. Seriously, guys, this is a real big problem. I think I should don't listen to this video. Reading manga is amazing. And look, it may be because I'm an artist. Follow me at Asilo Draw, by the way, on all of your socials. Shameless plug. But I love looking at the well-drawn art. I might be getting a little bit ahead of myself, so sit down, crack open a can of baked beans, and let's talk about why you should actually read manga instead of just flipping through the pages. First, for those who don't know what manga is Japanese-made comics, but to be honest, this is a bit of an understatement. Manga was first believed to be made back in the year 1814. Commonly, manga is all black and white and traditionally done in ink, but more recent times this has switched to digital. Also, one of the most popular shonen publications is Shonen Jump, mostly known for your Dragon Balls, Hunter x Hunters, and Demon Slayers. They're kind of a big deal. Most commonly, the big shows are known to be made by Shonen Jump, which release a chapter a week. Can we talk about how crazy that is for a second? That legendary shows were made off of manga, which was released weekly. These legendary creations were made on a week-to-week basis, and that's honestly super impressive. Most of the time, in order to have an anime, your manga has to become successful. Usually, the manga comes before the anime. Like I said, most of the time, although there has been some instances where the manga actually came after the anime, and the anime is actually different from the manga. This is like Dragon Ball Super, which is their manga is different than the anime, and also The Promised Neverland, where the manga was actually, I think, done better, and also has a different ending and story compared to its manga counterpart. Okay, now that you know some basics of manga, mind you, bare minimum, I would recommend you seriously look into the complex systems and the way manga is made. It's seriously some crazy amazing stuff. Let's talk about why you should read the manga, and first let's talk about the art. And granted, things could vary, but it is also amazing to see the artist's original thoughts and ideas and scenes. And I also super nerd out because, like I said, I'm an artist, and seeing all the different techniques and styles of each manga artist is really encouraging and really cool to see. One thing to mention is that the manga can often have a different art style compared to the show, the anime. Examples are Soul Eater and Mob Psycho. Like, the differences between the manga art style and the anime art style is honestly an improvement in some shows. But also in other shows, I feel like it takes a little bit away from the identity of the show and manga. But it's honestly up to opinion. One of the biggest shows that this happens to is One Piece. If you look at the earlier episodes, obviously the animation was hand-drawn and you can see a huge difference. Then later, I think episode 200 around there, it goes to digital and you can obviously see the huge change. Also, sometimes it's more purposeful, like for example, the new Wano arc of One Piece has a different art style compared to the rest of the show. And honestly, the different changes in art style could actually really benefit the show. And I honestly love the way Wano looks compared to the earlier seasons and also the mid-seasons. I don't know, One Piece is long, but seriously guys, seriously watch One Piece. No, I'm not kidding, like honestly, it's good from the... And I feel like, although there's some good changes to style, sometimes there's not so good. And with anime, there's a lot more harder time with quality control. And obviously, manga doesn't have that hard of an issue when it's just an artist and some of his assistants drawing still images, which can make some of the most beautiful art I've ever seen in my life. Like, seriously, like One Punch Man, look at all this stuff. This looks like each panel should be in a gallery. Like, this is insane. Honestly, I get it. I'm not saying that anime should be 100% perfect all the time. I get that, you know, with anime, it can often be shaky due to them making multiple images at a time to make animation, and animation takes longer, and it's harder to do, and the animators haven't seen their wife and kids for 3 years, and they just want to go home. Yeah, animation is kind of screwed up. Seriously, guys, if you don't know, look into it. There's a whole bunch of videos on YouTube explaining it. Animators in Japan kind of get the bad end of the stick. I feel like one of the advantages of manga is that they allow you to have a little bit more time with certain moments. There's often a lot of time, a lot of small moments, which can be completely different from anime. Also, on top of that, manga and anime have varying different endings and arcs. For example, like I said earlier, Dragon Ball Super has completely different convents. Convents? Dude. They have completely different events, and each arc is different compared to its manga counterpart. Also, there's such things as different endings. For example, Death Note has a completely different ending compared to the anime. The manga has, like, the ending's like completely different. Seriously, if you guys want to learn more about the different ending of Death Notes, I would recommend watch Just Stop on YouTube. He has a really in-depth analysis of the differences between the manga and anime, but this isn't the only show to do such a thing. For example, Promised Neverland, like I said earlier, the anime one kind of sucks. Another one is Full Metal Alchemist. There's Full Metal Alchemist and then Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which Brotherhood is a more close, tightly knit, close manga, adaptation compared to the original one, which was made when the story wasn't finished, so they kind of spitballed how the story was going. It's really interesting to see the different two parallel universes, which are completely different, and I would honestly recommend watching both Full Metals. So yeah, there's a lot of differences between anime and manga, and the differences can honestly be an advantage sometimes, and also, it just sucks. On top of the art and different story beats, there's way more information in the manga than in the anime. For example, in Hunter x Hunter, they talk about the characters' abilities and backgrounds in between chapters. Also, One Piece, they talk about characters. Heck, even different characters get side stories through chapter pictures. It's honestly really cool. And also, Oda draws sometimes what the future versions of characters would look like, which is really sick, and sometimes anime watchers don't even know stuff like this exists. Also, My Hero has some cool, neat things where you can learn about characters' blood types, what the character likes to eat, their greatest fears, and also some sketches of what the characters look like. This is honestly some really cool stuff that you would miss out watching the anime. And granted, this isn't really crucial information, and sometimes you learn about this stuff through the anime too. But it's just really nice to see this stuff in between. It's like getting bonus features on a movie. It's just really cool to see. Okay, now that we talked about why you should read manga / buy it, here's the part where I tell you how to buy it. So yeah. So first I'm going to talk about physical manga and talk to you about digital manga later. I hate you, digital manga. And you'll see why later. Okay, so if you want to buy this stuff, you're probably a broke weeb like me. So here's some neat tricks to buying manga dang cheap. First off, buying used manga can save you a whole bunch of money. It's usually way cheaper than if you bought it new. Most oftentimes you can find it for like $5, and there are a few sites where you can use. Okay, well. So here are a few sites where you can buy used manga very cheap. The first one I'm going to be talking about is called Thrift Books. They have an app, they have a website, and this is where I can buy manga for like $3. Granted, the cheaper the cost, usually the lower quality, but when I've gotten really bad manga that's like pages torn, the cover's messed up, I contact them and they let me keep the crappy manga and give me my money back. And also, if you spend $10, shipping's free. And dude, you can buy like 3 manga for $10, and that's amazing. Also, another thing is looking on Facebook Marketplace. Now, hear me out. I bought like $60 worth of manga for like $20 before, and I'm talking Full Metal, Dragon Ball, One Piece, all for super cheap. So look around and see what you can find. You honestly never know what people in your area are selling, and you could get some really sick deals. Also, another website is Right Stuff Anime. They always have really good deals. Also, Barnes & Noble and BAM, they have sometimes buy 2, get 1 free. And if you honestly just look on the internet, you can find places where manga is actually really reasonably priced. Okay, so now on to digital. I hate you, digital, with a burning passion. Digital manga. This whole video has been me absolutely loving and geeking out, aka weebing out, on why I love manga so much. So this part is going to be a weeb rant on why I hate digital manga. So here we go. First thing off is digital manga feels gross. I don't know, the idea of not having the physical thing just feels gross to me. Even though I buy digital games, movies, honestly, I would prefer physical copies of manga. And I know, the future's now, old man. I get the subscription idea, like, I pay $2 a month to read unlimited Shonen Jump goodness. This isn't the problem. The problem is those people who spend $7 on digital copies of manga when you can buy physical manga for like only $3 more new. I get that people might not have space for books or can't buy them anywhere else, like they don't have a Barnes & Noble or something somewhere, or they don't want to order them online. But why buy them when you can just spend $2 a month to read unlimited access of Shonen Jump? And granted, I don't condone it, because honestly, you need to support the manga artists. So when you pirate manga, it's not helping them, and I honestly think that's a huge dishonor to the people who spend their hard-earned time doing it. And you know what? There is fan translations. That's where I'll say, okay, you can pirate them. Like, for example, Steel Ball Run doesn't have an official translation. But guys, $2 a month to read unlimited manga. Please do not buy digital copies of manga when you can just read unlimited amounts of them for $2 a month. And don't read it just to say, oh, the manga's better than the anime. Read it because you enjoy the show, and you want to enjoy it more, and because you love the characters, and you love the story, and you have a passion for it. That is why you should read manga. Also, because this cover art is so cool. I mean, look at this One Punch Man cover art. It's like super cool. Like, look at the details in his fist, in his eyes. Like, this is some crazy...